Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will embark on a journey through The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. The Age of Innocence, written by Edith Wharton and published in 1920, is a critically acclaimed novel that explores the intricate social dynamics and moral codes of New York's high society in the late 19th century. Set during the 1870s, the novel reflects on the struggles between individual desire and societal expectations, offering a richly detailed portrayal of old New York aristocracy. The novel won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction in 1921, making Wharton the first woman to receive this honor. Plot summary. On a cold January evening in the 1870s, New York society gathers at the Academy of Music to watch the opera Faust. Among the well-dressed elite is Newland Archer, a young lawyer from a prominent family, who arrives at the club box just as the opera begins. His gaze drifts across the audience, settling on the graceful figure of May Welland, his fiancée, seated in her family's box. May represents everything Archer admires about his world: purity, tradition, and the calm assurance of her place in society. Their engagement, soon to be announced, promises a future of stability and shared values. Yet as he watches her, he feels the dull weight of conformity in his chest, a sensation he dismisses for the moment. His attention is diverted by the arrival of another woman, May's cousin, the scandalous Countess Ellen Olenska. Recently returned to New York after fleeing her troubled marriage to a European count, Ellen immediately stirs the waters of polite society. Whispers circulate about her past, her separation from her husband, and the rumors of an affair with his secretary. Ellen's presence in Mrs. Mingot's opera box shocks many, but the boldness of it fascinates Archer. The engagement between Archer and May is soon formally announced, a union celebrated by both families. Archer dutifully steps into the role of a proper fiancé, but his thoughts increasingly wander to Ellen. Unlike the other women in his life, Ellen is unconventional, vibrant, and seemingly untouched by the rigid expectations that bind their social circle. A chance visit to Ellen's house, where Archer is tasked with urging her to drop her divorce proceedings for the sake of family respectability, changes everything. What begins as a simple favor becomes the catalyst for Archer's inner turmoil. Ellen's candidness, her wistful yearning for freedom, and her vulnerability draw him to her, awakening a passion he never imagined. As Archer is swept into an emotional struggle between duty and desire, Ellen herself remains torn. She has returned to New York seeking refuge from a marriage steeped in emotional abuse and betrayal, yet she is no stranger to the expectations of the society she grew up in. Her very existence challenges the codes that Archer and the world around them hold dear. Despite his growing love for Ellen, Archer's path seems set. He is to marry May, and he tells himself that the rightness of this decision is unquestionable. Meanwhile, Ellen becomes increasingly entangled in the social dynamics of her family. While her grandmother, the formidable Mrs. Manson Mingot, champions her return, others view her as a threat to the family's reputation. Ellen, despite her resolve to break free, finds herself trapped by the very loyalties she hoped to escape. Her interactions with Archer intensify the tension. They share fleeting, intimate moments filled with unspoken words and hidden desires, moments Archer begins to live for, even as his wedding to May approaches. Archer's impending marriage hangs over him like a storm cloud. The closer the wedding day looms, the more acutely he feels the loss of the freedom he yearns for with Ellen. The days leading up to the ceremony are filled with tradition, rehearsals, and gatherings where Archer plays his part, yet his mind remains elsewhere. His secret encounters with Ellen fill him with guilt, but the pull toward her is stronger than anything he has known. He dreams of running away with her, of leaving behind the suffocating expectations of their world. However, Ellen, despite her love for Archer, refuses to act on their mutual feelings. She understands too well the consequences of breaking free from the moral codes that bind their society, and her own sense of honor forbids her from destroying the lives of those she loves, especially May. Ellen's departure from New York becomes inevitable as she chooses to return to Europe, leaving behind the man she loves and the chaos she could bring to her family. The day of Archer and May's wedding arrives, and it unfolds with the elegance and pomp expected of a union between two prominent families. Archer walks down the aisle feeling the full weight of his decision, realizing that he is sealing his fate within the gilded cage of New York society. Yet May, in her perfect innocence, offers him no cause to regret his choice. She is everything he believed he wanted: graceful, kind, and devoted. Their honeymoon takes them to Europe, a place Archer once dreamed of exploring with Ellen. As he walks through the streets of Florence and Paris, he imagines the life that could have been if only he had chosen differently. Years pass, and Archer's life follows the path set for him. He becomes a respected lawyer, a dutiful husband, and later, a father. May remains by his side, embodying the ideals of their society. Ellen Olenska remains a distant memory, a shadow that lingers in his heart but never disturbs the careful structure of his life. The years slip by, and Archer grows older, accepting the comforts of stability, if not the true passions he once yearned for. In his later years, after May's death, Archer finds himself in Paris with his grown son, who urges him to visit the Countess Olenska, now living quietly in the city. The idea fills him with a bittersweet nostalgia for the past, for the life he might have had. Yet when the moment comes, he cannot bring himself to see her. Instead, he walks away, satisfied in the knowledge that the life he lived, though shaped by duty and conformity, was one he had chosen. He returns to the streets of Paris, alone but at peace, the memory of Ellen forever a poignant reminder of the road not taken. Looking for more great reads? Be sure to check out other books by Edith Wharton. Find them in the description or on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Edith Wharton's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.